Hello, I'm Eva Fernandez and today I'm with Lee Malnick from the Bristol Birth Support Doula Collective. Hi Lee.
Hi Eva.
Thanks for coming. So Lee, you're going to tell us about your organisation and how it started up and what you do. But first of all, can you explain to our listeners about what a doula is and what they do?
Well, a doula is becoming a lot more popular now. It's really women and couples looking for somebody to be with them during their birthing journey and provide emotional support, physical support, help them get the information that they need in order to make decisions about their pregnancy and about their birthing. So that sort of thing really.
And after birth as well?
After birth, postnatally, that's a very big bit of our work, so providing, particularly in the early weeks, breastfeeding support, but also sometimes domestic tasks like cooking, cleaning, helping look after siblings, anything really to help the mother just kind of make that transition into motherhood more easily, really.
So traditionally this kind of role would have been provided by maybe a mother or an aunt or sister.
Absolutely,
like
we
that.
don't live in extended communities anymore. For most of us, our families are far away, and that's certainly a common theme with a lot of our clients. They might live away from their mothers and families, although even for some of our clients their mothers might be nearby, but they feel that they don't share the same values, or they don't want to parent the same way, or they feel that maybe their mothers might not be on board with some of the decisions they want to make about their birthing. So again, they're looking for that support, somebody to really be on their side.
And then, of course, for fathers, doulas can be a really great sense of support, can't they? Because I think sometimes we expect the dad to know so much and be the advocate, but actually they can't do that. Really,
no,
can they?
This is a really, really important point, and something I always start off with when I'm interviewing or when I'm meeting with potential clients is just to really reassure dads that we're there to support them as well. Because a lot of we think that our partners nowadays can be really all of it for us and provide the emotional support, have all the information, and they do an amazing job in working with their partners. But I think it's just letting them off the hook, really allowing them to kind of just be there for the mother fully, and trust that we're holding the space for them as well. So a lot of times it's just looking at them and providing that reassurance, like, yeah, she's doing fine, she's doing okay here, just keep doing what you're doing in terms of maybe massaging her or holding her hand or whatever it is that they're doing.
And then, of course, you still have the midwife when you have even if you have a doula, don't you?
Yeah, so another really important point, we don't replace the midwives. The midwives really hold the clinical expertise. We are there ideally to build a good relationship with the midwife as well, so that together we can form a team to support the mother. It's really about mothering the mother in the best way that we can. And so the midwife can really get on with her work of holding, that more, the clinical space, I suppose you could say, and also building their own connections with the mother. But midwives are really, really stretched nowadays. They're run off their feet, and often they have to look after more than one woman at a time. So having a doula present with you means that you know that there's going to be someone who's in the room with you the whole time. And I should say that we work at home and in hospital settings, so both, but certainly in a hospital setting, where the midwife doesn't come out to you and isn't necessarily there with you the whole time, it just means that you have a person. And obviously for shift changes as well, we don't go off shift, so we'll be there for the duration. So they get that continuity.
Yeah, and obviously you get to know them as well beforehand, which is quite important, because often you don't meet your midwife until you're in the labour ward. So in this case, you get to meet them and get to know them as a family as well, don't you?
Yeah, they've had an opportunity to build a relationship with us. We've got to know them. We know what their hopes are for their birthing. We know what their fears are, and we can help alleviate those and really work with those in the birthing space. Absolutely, really, really important.
So at what point in their pregnancy would somebody come to you and say, I'm considering having a doula?
It varies. I've had people come to me and I've gone on call the following day for them. At the last minute they've decided, I need this support. So that's a bit more tricky, because you have to build up that relationship and that contact with them very, very quickly. But typically it's much earlier in their pregnancy, and certainly that's a better way to go, so that they ensure they get someone and they have a chance to meet several doulas to make sure that they find somebody that they really connect with, because that heart connection is really important when you're looking for a doula. Making sure that you have somebody that you feel you can really have in that space with you, which is so private and so intimate. So yeah, ideally earlier on in the pregnancy, and that gives us an opportunity to get to know them, to help them prepare, share resources, and just find out about them, really, what their wants and their needs are.
Yeah, great. So now you work with 3 other doulas in the Bristol Collective, so why did you all get together?
Well, we came together because doulaing can be a little bit of a kind of lonely job, I suppose, because we work for ourselves, really, and so we found that we were ringing each other up quite a lot to sort of bounce ideas off of, or how might you work in this situation, or do you have any information on this particular thing, and also calling each other to provide backup. So if I'm going away for a weekend and I know that I just can't be there, then there's somebody else there for the mother in case she needs some kind of support in that time, or I get ill. There's always things that unlikely but could come up. So we just found that we naturally came together because we shared a passion for birth, and we work with women to support women in a similar way, really working to help mothers empower themselves, and it just seemed natural for us to come together and form a collective and really formalise that working relationship so that we can provide a better service for our clients.
And you all trained with Dominique Sokolsky's Relaxed Birth and Parenting, didn't you? So I suppose you also have a common understanding of
absolutely
of doulaing.
Absolutely, yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
And we've gone on similar trainings, we've acquired similar types of skills and further CPD, breastfeeding training and things like that. So
obviously there's quite a lot of benefits to having one of you guys as a doula rather than a single doula. What sorts of benefits would the mother appreciate?
Well, I think that one of the advantages is having, in the event, as I say, that there needs to be a backup, and I should say it's quite a rare thing, but they know that it's one of 3 other people, and they may well have even had a chance to meet one of these people, but certainly they know that it's somebody that we trust and that is going to look after them, just as well as we would. But also just the kind of in-house skills that we have. So I mentioned breastfeeding support. We also do, one of us does placenta encapsulation, and a couple of us have experience with using herbal medicine, both antenatally and postnatally and during the birth. We also have birth pool hire and a shared library of resources, books and DVDs.
And are you also linked in with the Caution Birth Centre, and I think you know the midwives quite well and things, don't you, in Bristol, so that obviously helps.
Yes, it does. We don't have direct sort of working links with them particularly, but we do know the midwives, and we've, I think 1 or 2 of us have attended births there.
And how has it been when you have gone into hospital with a woman in labour? Has the hospital been okay with you being there?
I think mostly, yes. But I think there have been some cases where, as doulas, we've had to work harder to really get the midwives on board with us. We've had some meetings lately with facilitated by Sue Lerner, independent midwife, and met with some of the senior midwives from both of the trusts to talk together about what doulas do and how we could build a better working relationship and mutual understanding. So that's something that I feel very positive about. But on the whole, yes, I say we've been very well received by the midwives.
Great. So if people want to get in touch with you guys, what's the best way?
Well, they can check out our website, which is Bristol Birth Support, Doula Collective. And our contact details are on the website.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Lee, and hopefully we'll get one of the other guys in to talk about placenta encapsulation one day, because that's a fascinating subject.
I think so, yeah.
One that is really grown in popularity over the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.